the news. The 64th annual Grammy Awards were held last night and featured a pre-recorded video from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. And I gotta say, as a 48-year-old man, I was just happy to see someone at the Grammys whose name I knew. New York Mayor Eric Adams on Saturday visited the White House, and that is the closest any New York mayor has gotten to the White House. President Biden is set to host former President Obama tomorrow at the White House, and you know Joe is excited. I'll bet he's turning the house upside down right now, looking for the other controller. The House on Friday passed a bill to legalize marijuana, largely along party lines. Then Don Jr. got excited because he thought they had legalized party lines. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki is reportedly planning to leave the Biden administration in the next several weeks to host a show on NBC's streaming platform Peacock. Oh, God. Can I please be there when you teach Joe how to download Peacock? I need a Roku. Isn't that one of those Japanese poems? The media company BuzzFeed over the weekend shut down its news app. There were many reasons for the move, and number 7 will shock you. The Navy announced on Friday it will name a ship after the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And this is cool. Señor Frogs is naming their 64-ounce margarita the Kavanaugh. President Biden said last week he believes Russian President Vladimir Putin has placed some of his top advisors under house arrest. Said Putin's oligarch advisors, oh no, not house arrest. And finally, Apple is reportedly set to announce a new policy to deter thieves from trying to sell stolen iPhones. They're gonna slap an Android sticker on it. Former President Barack Obama today visited the White House, and out of habit, Jeanine Pirro called for his impeachment. During a Zoom call last summer with a group of presidential historians, former President Trump reportedly imitated the accent of the president of South Korea. All right, I'm not surprised he did something horribly offensive. I am a little surprised he did it on a call with presidential historians. So you guys will be evaluating me for posterity, right? Okay. Then you're gonna love this. 2 lesbians walk into a bar. President Biden said yesterday that Russian President Vladimir Putin should face a war crimes trial for his recent actions in Ukraine. And good luck to whoever pulls that in jury duty. Is there any reason why you shouldn't be selected for this case? I got a wife and kids? The Senate Judiciary Committee's vote to move Ketanji Brown Jackson's nomination out of committee was delayed yesterday because California Senator Alex Padilla was forced to switch to a later flight. Look, I don't care if the fate of the Supreme Court hangs in the balance. They offer you $400 in flight credits, you take it. Probably a food voucher. An environmental group said in a new report that it cleaned up nearly 500,000 pieces of trash last year from New Jersey beaches, including a fake eyeball. Wow, I am shocked that it was fake. I mean, I feel like most days you go to the Jersey Shore, you're seeing a real eyeball. The environmental group also reported finding male enhancement pills in a glow-in-the-dark condom, or as it's known in New Jersey, Solid Tuesday Night. According to a new study, regular Fox News viewers who were paid to watch CNN for 30 days became more skeptical and less likely to believe fake news, said one participant. Before this, I didn't even know some women had brown hair. Crazy. According to the latest numbers, the average price for a slice of pizza in New York City is now more expensive than riding the subway. And for both things, it's a good idea to soak up the grease with a napkin first. I mean, I don't quite know what we want from the audience when we tell a joke like that. It was a very fair and accurate response by all of you. Every now and then we like to set the levels, you know. We don't say a joke so much as just a truly disgusting idea. According to a new survey, 16% of Americans live in the same city or town that they grew up in. The other 84% have them muted on Facebook. In anticipation of legal marijuana being available later this year, New York Governor Kathy Hochul yesterday unveiled the state's Cannabis Conversations campaign, which I'm guessing is that thing where the edible kicks in and you end up debating your cat. I think you're hard to be around. Okay. The New York Post recently reported that at least 139 people around the country have said they became sick after eating the breakfast cereal Lucky Charms, or as they're now known, just Charms. A restaurant in Florida reportedly canceled a dinner reservation recently after discovering the gathering was a going-away party for a Capitol rioter who was sentenced to prison. All right, but don't be shocked if they show up anyway. And finally, authorities in Florida announced yesterday that they arrested 6 men who allegedly stole thousands of dollars worth of gasoline from several gas stations. They would have gotten away, but thousands of dollars of gasoline was still only like a quarter tank. During an event yesterday celebrating the Affordable Care Act, President Biden welcomed former President Barack Obama back to the White House and said, quote, "Feels like the good old days." Yeah, bet it does. The good old days when you were just going out for ice cream and riding shotgun on the Hope and Change Express. Sucks when the responsibility is all yours, doesn't it? Turns out there's a world of difference between taking an Uber and driving an Uber. President Biden is set to sign a bill today that will increase the financial stability and reliability of the U.S. Postal Service. The bill is called the Pottery Barn Act of 2022. Ivanka Trump reportedly met yesterday with the House committee investigating the January attack on the Capitol for nearly 8 hours. Oh my God, you guys, she did it! She worked an 8-hour day. I knew she could. A man on a Southwest Airlines flight was arrested over the weekend after he was allegedly caught masturbating on board. He was caught after passengers heard clapping before the plane landed. According to the latest numbers, the second season of the Netflix series Bridgerton was watched for more than 250 million hours over the last week, which is a record for the most viewed English-language show, even though most people watched it on mute. And finally, today was National Walking Day. This news first reported by a sign in the subway. Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson today became the first black woman to be confirmed to the Supreme Court. In case you're wondering why the flag over the Fox News building is at half-staff. That's right, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson today became the first black woman to be confirmed to the Supreme Court. And I can't believe I have to say this, Brett, that champagne was for everyone. In a speech at a union conference, President Biden joked that he had forgotten the name of former President Trump and said, quote, "That last guy, what was his name anyway? He never showed up in the inauguration. Though to be fair, it's not like we showed up to his." Former President Trump yesterday officially endorsed Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene for re-election and said she is, quote, "a warrior who doesn't back down and doesn't give up." Basically, all the same reasons she's banned from Target. NBC News staffers are reportedly worried that the company's decision to hire White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki to host a show on MSNBC could taint the network's credibility. Meanwhile, Fox News is almost entirely taints. According to a new survey, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is the world's most popular leader among Americans. But remember, Volodymyr, 2 weeks ago, Will Smith was our most popular movie star. Pinterest announced yesterday that it will prohibit users from sharing climate misinformation on the platform, forcing them to move to Etsy. And finally, NASA announced this week that an asteroid the size of a small house flew by Earth. And this is crazy, it got 3 offers on Zillow. And that was a monologue. dog, everybody!